A ballot paper is not a job application for Prime Minister. New Zealand voters never place a tick beside that office. They elect Parliament. Parliamentary support then decides who can lead the government. That difference carries a surprising result. A governing party can change its leader without holding a general election. The country may then have a new Prime Minister. That is the lasting idea behind every leadership rumour in Wellington. In August 2026, Christopher Luxon's leadership faced fresh public questions. Some national members of Parliament reportedly discussed whether a change was possible. 4 months earlier, Nationals caucus had backed him in a confidence vote. The renewed questions showed why internal support can change over time. No change had happened when those reports appeared. The useful story is therefore not about predicting one man's future. It is about understanding who holds the power to choose. Begin inside the voting booth. Under mixed-member proportional representation, every voter receives 2 votes. One helps select the representative for your geographical electorate. The other largely sets each party's share of parliamentary seats. Neither vote names a prime minister. That may feel strange during an election campaign. Leaders fill television debates, billboards, and social media clips. The contest can look like 2 people seeking one national job. Constitutionally, that picture is incomplete. New Zealand uses a parliamentary system, not a presidential system. The government must hold the confidence of the House of Representatives. Confidence means enough members will keep that government in office. It also means enough support exists for essential spending. After an election, parties make their positions public. They may form a coalition. One party may instead promise confidence and supply. The Governor-General watches the result of that political process. The Governor-General then appoints the person able to lead that government. This appointment is formal, but it is not a personal choice. The numbers and public agreements identify the person. Now move from the House into a party meeting room. Every parliamentary party controls the appointment of its own leader. The House does not choose that party leader. Ordinary voters do not cast another ballot for the position. The party follows its own rules and internal process. For a large governing party, its parliamentary caucus carries enormous practical power. A caucus is the party's group of members of parliament. If that group chooses another leader, 2 jobs become separated. The old leader loses the party position first. Losing that support can make the prime ministership impossible to keep. The outgoing prime minister then resigns from the government office. The Governor-General appoints the new person identified through the political process. Ministers can be sworn into new positions. The government may continue with the same parliamentary majority. No nationwide campaign is legally required for that transition. This is not a hidden constitutional trick. New Zealand's official cabinet guidance describes mid-term transitions directly. It recognises a change of prime minister without a change of government. The guidance rests on one steady principle. The government must still command the confidence of the House. That last condition matters under proportional representation. A large party may lead the government without controlling a majority alone. Its coalition partners also help create the confidence behind the government. So a governing caucus can choose a new party leader. It cannot pretend the rest of Parliament has disappeared. Partners may need reassurance about agreements, policy, and working relationships. If confidence remains clear, the administration can continue. If confidence becomes unclear, the problem is larger than one party. This system has produced several peaceful changes during parliamentary terms. In 1990, Labour made Mike Moore Prime Minister before an election. He became New Zealand's third Prime Minister within 13 months. His time in office lasted only 59 days. In 1997, Nationals caucus replaced Jim Bolger with Jenny Shipley. She became New Zealand's first woman Prime Minister. Voters had not placed her name beside that office on a ballot. The governing arrangement and parliamentary support carried the transition. In 2016, John Key resigned after 8 years as Prime Minister. He expected Nationals caucus to select the next leader. Bill English was sworn in after that internal process. In 2023, Jacinda Ardern also resigned between elections. Chris Hipkins became Labour leader and then Prime Minister. The Governor-General accepted Ardern's resignation and appointed Hipkins. Each story had different personalities and pressures. The constitutional bridge stayed the same. Party leadership identified a possible head of government. Confidence in Parliament made that government possible. The Governor-General completed the formal appointment. This arrangement creates an obvious democratic tension. Voters often support a party partly because of its leader. Campaigns encourage that personal connection. A midterm replacement can therefore feel like the public choice was changed. That feeling is real. Yet voters also elected every member who sits inside that caucus. They gave parties their shares of parliamentary power. The system treats those elected members as responsible for maintaining a workable government. The next general election supplies the public judgment. Voters can reward the transition or reject it. Until then, parliamentary confidence provides continuity. That continuity is useful during illness, death, retirement, or sudden resignation. A country does not need an immediate election after every leadership loss. Public services continue. Budgets, laws, and emergency decisions still have an accountable government behind them. The same flexibility can also encourage internal plotting. A small meeting room can change the face of national power. That is why leadership chatter receives such intense attention. It tests more than popularity. It tests whether a leader still controls the first bridge to office. When the next leadership story appears, watch 3 separate questions. Does the party leader still have caucus support? Would a replacement keep coalition or support partners on side? Would the government still command confidence in the House? Those questions are more useful than counting rumours. They also show where a citizen's power begins and pauses. The voter chooses representatives and the balance between parties. Those representatives choose who can keep leading between elections. The ballot paper never names the Prime Minister. It builds the room where that decision will later be made.